Now, the Black Business Federation is accused of demanding inclusion in the infrastructure projects in KwaZulu-Natal. Now, according to a report released in April 2019 by the South African Forum of Civil Engineering Contractors, the so-called construction mafia disrupted 183 infrastructure projects. Those projects are estimated to be worth 63 billion rand across the country. Now, Black Business Federation National Spokesperson Sifiso Shezi speaks to us. Mr. Shezi, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. We've been speaking, I don't know if you've been listening, about the issues plaguing Umgeni Water, but perhaps it's fitting, since it's the first time we've engaged you on this program, to talk to us about the Black Business Federation itself and its purpose before we get to other matters.
Greetings, and it's a pleasure to be with you this afternoon. The Black Business Federation is an umbrella body for different associations and SMMEs across South Africa. We are active across all 9 provinces. We have managed, under the very short space of time, to have different associations under Black Business Federation, such as Black Consulting Engineers, which is a association of professionals. We also have Transport and Logistics Association. We also have Black Private Independent Security Association, which is BBF, and many other associations under our belt. We also an umbrella body for different business forums across South Africa, and we have done an amazing job to making sure that we bring order and stability, and we assist SMEs to grow in different sectors of the economy, not just the construction alone.
Mm-hmm. I hear you say you bring order and stability. In which sectors was there disorder or perhaps instability? And just broadly take us through another manner in which you assist some of your affiliates.
Well, under this very short space of time, we have managed to forge relationships with different construction companies, such as our MOU. We also have a very good relationship with different municipalities, such as eThekwini municipality. We have an MOA with Umgeni Water, and we are currently sitting also with different boards, such as SANRAL, which is a formal relationship that we have. So basically, our engagement is robust, but it's a structured relationship that we have across different industries.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps broaden for us, so maybe let me rephrase. What necessitated your intervention in most of these industries? If we're talking construction, did you perhaps observe that there was less inclusion of smaller entities, Black in particular? What necessitated, honestly speaking, this intervention and perhaps the formation of this body?
What necessitated the formation, it was a vision that we had, the founders of BBF, under the leadership of the President Malusi Zondi and the entire board, the Secretary Robert Mdlela, and many of our brothers and sisters who saw it fitting to make sure that we approach this thing of the economy in a unified and a uniformity manner, because for far too long we have viewed projects as area-based, and we realized that as SMMEs we were not growing, so we decided to align ourselves and take the conversation to the boardroom of different companies, and also to outroot the bad behavior and tendencies that we had observed in the construction industry, and making sure that also our members don't only see business opportunities in the construction sector alone. Hence the formation of these 14 associations that I've sort of touched on.
Mm-hmm. What bad behavior had you observed in the construction industry in particular?
There's been a lot of things that have happened in the construction sector in the name of forums, and we wanted to make sure that all forums come under one umbrella and they also become business people, because the narrative that has been painted by the media is a very negative narrative. They are SMMEs that are well-meaning, that want to grow, that want to participate, and everything became painted in a negative manner, to say forums cause havoc or they are doing extortion, which some of the things are not correct, or they are painted in a negative light, because it involves black businesses.
Perhaps you can expand for us on just that narrative, because the conversation around what is termed construction mafia in KZN now is all the talk, that whole concept. We saw the SI report on what is also termed social facilitation contracts. And now forums such as yours are being accused by some of partaking in these social facilitation contracts, which essentially are said to be some sort of extortion, where you approach a construction company and tell them that if you want to operate in this community, it's either you give us a bit of the project as subcontractors, or in fact we will disrupt your construction project in this area.
We are not surprised to hear that type of a narrative. One, we must admit that certain sectors in the economy, they don't want to transform. They are deliberately closing and making sure that there is less black participation. They go as far as hiring lawyers, and what we are doing is nothing new, or is nothing different to what other law firm companies are doing. There are companies that hire law firms to do social facilitation. There's nothing wrong with doing social facilitation, because, I mean, law firms are also doing it. So as BBF, we are highly involved with companies. We engage them. The relationship that we've built is so good that certain industries, when they are doing projects, they are the one who are calling us to say, we are taking a project to a different area. Please come and partner with us and make sure that unruly behavior won't happen. We have gone past that stage. Our members have been workshopped and trained and understand that we are going into these projects for partnership, for growth, for participation. But we must admit that there are certain companies that don't want to transform, that only give opportunities to the Indians and the white companies, and if maybe they get a project in a certain area, they don't give the business opportunities to the people of that area. If it's a job-based company,
Shezi,
they will bring. Yes.
Apologies for interrupting you there. We are running out of time. Perhaps to ask this question now. If you're styling yourself as more of a social facilitation forum, is it really not a disservice to the black project, where here you would be better looking for exposure, whether in civil engineering or construction itself? So do you want to confine yourself to the social facilitation, or you actually are agitating for change where you really are taken on as a subcontractor, where you learn?
Look, we are doing a very great service for free, if one must say. We assist companies to establish sites, to make sure that they are not disrupted. We give credible references, companies that are capable of doing a sterling job. Like I've said, BBF is not a forum, it's a federation, it's an umbrella body of different associations, including forums. We are not about social facilitation, but at times we have done social facilitation for free. I mean, we have intervened in stalemates where projects are stopped by different forums, and as BBF, we have made it sure that We go in there. If there are different forums, they don't see eye to eye, we bring them in the table. So our social facilitation is actually not on fee. We've been doing these things for free, making sure that there is stability in the industry. But we understand that there is a certain media narrative that is driven by politicians if they want to be popular, where they will talk of business forums as something that is negative or bad, whereas it's the opposite of that.
Okay. Mr. Shezi, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. I'm really hopeful that we can have you again for a broader conversation, because I hear your concern around a certain narrative that doesn't suit what you say is your agenda. So I want us to properly unpack this at a more opportune time. But thank you very much, nevertheless, for indulging us. That was Black Business Federation's national spokesperson, Sifiso Shezi, just giving us clarity on what they are and their purpose. Still to come on up.